And now, your Southern Maryland business news at 10.
Good morning, Southern Maryland, and welcome to TCC's Business News at 10. For our main headliners, more than 100 Maryland businesses receive assistance for global expansion, and small businesses' unexplored capabilities are key to innovation. Now to the news. Over the past year, more than 100 small and mid-sized companies across Maryland have received Export MD grants announced by the Maryland Department of Commerce. These grants, awarded between July 2023 and July 2024, aim to assist businesses with international marketing costs, such as trade show fees and travel expenses. From Washington to Wycomico counties, Maryland businesses have utilized the state program in various ways, including organizing sales trips to foreign countries and enhancing their websites to attract more global customers. The Export MD grant offers a valuable opportunity for businesses to thrive both within our state and internationally, contributing to Maryland's economic growth, said Maryland's Commerce Secretary Kevin Anderson. With support from the U.S. Small Business Administration, we are proud to have assisted over 100 local businesses this past year in their global expansion efforts. For our next headliner, small businesses' unexplored capabilities are key to innovation. According to the NAVAIR Deputy Commander, Tom Radowski, achieving meaningful outcomes for the warfighter requires a collaborative environment fostered by naval aviation and small businesses. Radowski addressed over 100 local small business representatives on July 23rd at an event sponsored by the Patuxent Partnership and the Small Business Development Center in collaboration with the Small Business Administration and the Small Business Innovation Research Program. Most innovations come from small businesses, Radowski stated. We are crucial in transforming the game during this era of intense competition. Achieving our mission requires the full spectrum of the industrial base, not just the large businesses. It will take all of us working together to expand capability. Radowski encouraged small businesses to reassess their expertise and consider how it could be applied in various needs with NAVAIR, the Navy, other government agencies, and beyond. He highlighted that the specialized expertise, niche solutions, rapid innovations, flexibility, and responsiveness of small businesses are just a few attributes that can give naval aviation a competitive edge. These are areas where you possess capabilities you have not yet recognized, he said. Partnering with the NAVAIR starts with sharing a common goal of delivering critical outcomes for the warfighter, Radowski stated. It's also about providing capabilities when warfighters need them, he emphasized. Identify the gaps and think about how we can close them. Your perspective will help us achieve this. He also stressed the importance of involving all stakeholders in the acquisition process, particularly small businesses, to meet NAVAIR's objectives. We must ensure that everyone has the opportunity to contribute. Help us identify barriers to partner with us so we can streamline the process, he said. NAVAIR is increasing opportunities through open topics, which are solicitations inviting small businesses to propose solutions to broad warfighting needs, explained Christy DePriest, NAVAIR SBIR Small Business Technology Transfer Program Director. The current board agency announcement, BAA, SBIR 24.4 lists NAVAIR's 3 areas of interest in advanced robotic automation for the fleet readiness centers, advanced robotic systems integration for aircraft maintenance and repair, and human robot collaboration and safety in aviation maintenance repair overhaul, and emerging technologies for autonomous aviation and maintenance. The BAA is open until September, and the BAA is available at the link in the chat section. Innovation that will help naval aviation outpace the threat lies in the creativity of small businesses, Radowski stated. Engage, communicate, and partner with us. We're always learning. This brings us to the end of our headliners. Now to Jackie for more news and happenings. Over to you now, Jackie.
Thanks, Alarm. And commercial happenings in our area, South Park Center in Waldorf has signed tenants including a women's salon, Botanical Bliss Dispensary, Bahamas Bucks Shaved Ice, and a few more still in lease negotiations. This building is located near the Carrabba's and the Cracker Barrel. Also in Charles County, Charlie's Philly Steaks is coming soon to the La Plata Village Center next to the Dunkin' Donuts. And the McDonald's at 3000 Crane Highway in Waldorf by Outback has been demolished to make way for a new up-to-date version of its stores. And Heartland Dental is taking over the former BBT building in White Plains on Stanhaven Place. And in St. Mary's County, Demoishi is coming to the Esperanza Center in the former El Pollen Chicken Space on Three Notch Road in Lexington Park. Demoishi specializes in Asian fusion ramen, wings, and poke bowls and bubble teas. They have 33 stores in the U.S. currently. Now, on to some upcoming events. The Maryland Small Business Development Center, Southern Maryland region, has two events you may not want to miss out on. The Grand Slam Networking Mix and Mingle, which is Friday, August 30th from 5 to 8. It's a free event, and that's taking place at Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Regency Furniture Stadium at the Legends Club there on Linus Drive in Waldorf. Step up to the plate and make out of the park connections. All are welcome to attend, and there will be complimentary refreshments. And then also they're hosting on October 25th to attend a free funding and business resource event. This event, Connect to Capital Business Speed Lending and Regional Resource Fair, is being held from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., located at the College of Southern Maryland La Plata campus on BI Building, room 113 on Mitchell Road in La Plata. Now on to some chamber events. On August 22nd, the Calvert Trivia on the Tennyson Chamber Connect Trivia is back, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Calvert, it's located at the Calvert Marine Museum, Solomon's Island Road South. And the Charles County Chamber Mixer is September 12th, hosted by Springdale Center. Location is on Radio Station Road 6040 in La Plata, and it goes from 5 to 7 p.m. And in St. Mary's County, you have on August 28th their business after hours at the Escape Rooms in Southern Maryland. And also, just so you know, on September 28th is the Taste of St. Mary's, one of St. Mary's County most famous events. Samples of delicious local food and refreshing beverages will be available for purchase. Activities for the kids and free entertainment, admission and parking, which are in designated areas, are free. And there are chances you could win a vendor gift certificate. And as we are one day away from our Workforce Rebound Job Fair taking place tomorrow at the Waldorf West Branch Library, we want to remind our businesses of some other job fairs taking place. August 29th, the Retail and Hospitality Job Fair is taking place at the Waldorf American Job Source Center from 10 to 1. So if you want and you want to get in on that, you might want to register this week for that. And on September 11th, the St. Mary's County Job Fair is taking place at the USM Smart Building on Airport Road in California, Maryland. We currently have 32 businesses registered for that and 5 resource partners. But don't worry, we still have space. We do want to thank the St. Mary's County Department of Economic Development for sponsoring this great event. We already have approximately 100 job seekers and expect this number to grow up to possibly 500. And also save the date for the Calvert County Job Fair taking place the first part of October. So keep an eye out on that registration when it opens, and keep an eye out on some possible mini job fairs even after that. All the links will be shared out for your convenience in the chat. So no worries to anything said here. Just check your chat to click on those links to be directed to any one of everything that I talked about today. And with that, I would like to pass it over to my colleague, Yvette Turner, who has an in-depth interview with Lawrence Cumberbach, hiring manager at the All Pro All Services. Over to you, Yvette.
Thanks, Jackie. We're excited to have as our special guest today Lawrence Cumberbatch from All Pro All Services. Welcome, Lawrence.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you so much for
Thank,
having me.
thank you. And so, Lawrence, can you let's just kick things off by you sharing a little bit about All Pro All Services. Tell us a little bit about the business and what you do.
Okay. All Pro Services is a great business to start with. It's two young men, call them young men, because I'm probably older than them or they older than me, but I call them young men to me. Who had a vision of starting a company to empower people to give them work. Where some people will say no, they say yes, which is a good thing. These two guys are wonderful. They treat us like family. And the company has taken on a big position in the transportation industry. So we've been now in the transportation industry for about a good 2-3 years, and we're rolling and we're giving people opportunity where somebody closed the door and we're able to open that door for them. We open that door for them. My role it's beautiful because I'm able to come aboard, me and my partner in crime, Miss Logan, Yvette Logan, same name as your name when you
Okay.
met. And we've been able to elevate the transportation portion of the company. And we've been able to empower people, give people employment, and to show that we're able to do the job for any contract that comes across our table and do it with excellence. Is everything going to be perfect when you do? Not really, but we try to do it with its excellence, and we do have integrity when we do that. We stand by integrity. And it's a wonderful ride to see this transportation piece of the organization of the company flower out,
That's
So and
awesome.
yep,
And you
so
touched on just what, our upcoming job fair is all about that we're actually having tomorrow, our workforce rebound job fair and resource day. And so, hearing uh, stories about how companies are, looking into how we can empower people and bring them in to the workforce and make a difference, not just for them, but I'm sure it's a great difference within the company, being able to find talent and retain them to help grow the business.
yeah, it surely is. And for for most owners of a company to give you the opportunity without micromanaging to help run the business, that speaks volume and power, and to let me and Yvette run the business the way we run it. And it makes you feel like my word is valued, and our words and our input is very valued around here. And I love the position I'm in, to be able to work with people, to give them another sense that, you know what, I'm gonna have a job. I'm gonna have some type of check coming in, and they're giving me the opportunity to get that check. It makes me feel so good.
That's awesome. And Lawrence, I know you've been very transparent about your journey to becoming a successful entrepreneur, and you're playing a crucial role here in running All Pro and All Services. Can you share a bit about your path to your
Sure,
current position and what
sure,
motivated you to learn to turn your life around and step into the
sure.
business world?
Um, Back in I want to say 89 and 88, I wasn't that great person. Um, and I have no shame in saying, but that paid in full video, yeah, that's a part of me.
Mhm.
Um, but what what I can say from that is that when you look at life and you look at how you're able to get a second chance or even a third chance to do the right thing, when the judge told me some numbers they were trying to give me, I was like, whoa.
Right.
It's by God grace that the situation that they had me for, I was falsely accused. So I can understand when people say they get falsely accused or
Right.
somebody wrongfully accuses them or they've been put where charges have been trumped up. I'm that person. I can definitely speak to it. That I came out of New York, um, and I was able to go through the process, get my name cleared, but in the process, look back and say you can't throw stones at everybody who's ever been locked up or incarcerated, because that can be you one day, and that
Right.
was me. So I was able to see it from the other side. And when I came home, I vowed to change my life. I went back
Mhm.
to school. Um, and I did some good things. And then I got older, got kids, got married, and then the change was my wife said to me, "Well, let's move to Maryland." And at the
Mhm.
time, I went to school for business management, and I learned so much. And I went through all the blockbusters and the Radio Shacks and all of that, and I did those manager positions. Um, it's funny how life comes full circle. My church that I was going to at the time, they was trying to get me into transportation. I said, I ain't doing that. And to back that up a little bit was my father and my uncle, they were all in the port, they worked for the Port Authority. So that was transportation right there. And one picture I reflected on was I used to travel to come out of town on Trump Airlines back in the day. That's how old to tell you I am. And I traveled on the Peter Pan and the Greyhound. Me and my father went to a job event where in New York there's a Metro Museum, and we took a picture. I took a picture personally in front of a bus. As much as I traveled on the bus, I wouldn't know that I would actually be driving buses. So God
Mhm.
has a way of bringing your life full circle. And I ended up driving buses, and I ended up getting my CDL, and I went to Greyhound, which that was the best training for CDL you could ever go through. It was very engrossed. It was 2 weeks, but it was worth it. Even got sick and I still stuck it out. But the way I stuck it out is because I looked at it, I had a family and I got to do what I got to do. And if it means me having to be sick and going through a training process for 2 weeks, then that's what it took. That's what I did. And I was
Mhm.
determined, because as we get older, we have to reinvent ourselves. Getting a CDL license will always guarantee me a job anywhere. It's like a discovery card, American
Mm.
Express. You never
Mhm.
live home and you always have a job. And that's what I did. I went and got that CDL, and I went through different transportation companies. And when All Pro came across the screen, um, I started as a driver with them. Um, but I had knowledge of safety, compliance, and management, which made me a rounded figure. It made
Okay.
me more like presentable, more marketable. And when the opportunity came, they bumped me up in my position, gave me a promotion, um, and I just ran with it, man. And I just said, and I tell all my drivers, and I've had drivers that had a lot of situations. I said, listen, tell you something right now. There's no excuse.
Mhm.
There's
Mhm.
jobs out there. There's no excuse, and we can get them. And if I can change my whole life around and become very successful, you can do the same thing too. So All Pro opened the door for me, and I haven't looked back since, man. And it's like a family environment. It is a family environment here. We work as a team.
That's really awesome, and I think you touched on so many points. One being about giving people second chances, and that any one of us can be in a situation where we make a mistake and can be somewhere that you know someone else is so quick to pass judgment on why someone's incarcerated or why their justice involved, and so sometimes we have to give people grace, and especially they've redeemed themselves, and you mentioned reinventing, and really investing in yourself, and realizing that you wanted something different. And as businesses come out and take a look at and look at the resumes and the applications of those that may have been justice involved, maybe they can give a little grace and see how they could be a mentor, because you talked about a family environment and having that supportive right there with All Pro All Services. So it would be so great to have so many other businesses do the same.
Yeah, and when you look at, um, I think a lot of times we as people, and I say we as overall, we we lose things and we go crazy. Oh, I've lost a house. I've been there. I've lost a house. I've
Hmm.
lost cars. I've been broke.
Hmm.
I've been all of that. But you march on, because all that is materialistic stuff at the end of the day. But if
Hmm.
you march on and you believe in yourself, you'll get that back and more. It depends on how you get it back, but you'll get back to a state of comfortability where you can survive. And a lot of companies, and I talk to a lot of these companies, look beyond somebody's past.
Okay.
Set these programs up to make things right. I can use a prime example. I had worked with linens and things, and I was in their management program because of all the management experience I had. And I had a DM who didn't read the application correct. Because back then an application says, have you been in trouble within the last 7 years?
Right.
I never lied. I said, no. You didn't ask me my life. You said 7 years.
Right.
And I said, no. So I was training in Ellicott City, and I never forget it. She came in and she pulled me and the training manager, and she says, I have to talk to you. And I said, okay. And I already kind of figured what it was because you
Okay.
know these things. And I sat there, very professional, didn't act ignorant. She says, I think you misled us on your application. I said, oh, I'm about to get them now.
Mhm.
And she said to me, you stated that you was never in trouble. I said, yes, look at your application. And the manager, Eric, looked at her like, oh, no, you're going down the wrong road with this. You're going
Mhm.
down the wrong road. I said, ma'am, can you read your application to me right now? She says, yeah, I'll read it right now. It says, have you been in trouble within the last 7 years? I said, look what it says, 7 years. It didn't say lifetime. It says 7
Right.
years. Now, I could have took it and lawyered up and went after for defamation of character because that's what it was. You
Okay.
didn't really read your application, but I didn't do that. And their HR, we were doing a big thing for Nate Burgess. Back to remember, Nate Burgess was the biggest thing. He had all the designs and everything. And so we had the whole media in our store. And HR pulled me aside. They said, thank you for not blowing this up into more because you could have really took us to the well on that. I looked beyond that because I looked at the person who I've become.
Right.
And right then and there, I said to myself, I'm not going to let no one stop me from anything I want to do. And I tell all the people out there, and I tell them that's going to be watching this broadcast, I don't care if you had a suspended license, I've been there. Clean it up. You can get back on the road. I don't
Mhm.
care what problem you think you can't face, you can face it all. You just got to be willing to face it all
Okay.
and make sure that you are a purpose and you matter in this world.
That's wonderful. And so tell me this, can you share a little bit about All Pro, All Services and how you look beyond someone's maybe having a little bit on their background, or how do you incorporate those individuals who may have been just as involved or had some things on their background that another employer might, look at differently?
Being that we have multiple contracts and each contract states requirements,
Okay.
we're able that if we can't put you in a situation A, we might be able to put you in a situation B.
Okay.
And we work it because we know what it's like out there. So we're able to work it where we're not violating any contracts. We're staying within the parameters and the requirements and everything, but we're able to still give people other employment in other areas. And that's the best part about that I love about it because like I said, when some people say no, 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 we can say yes, as long as we can get you somewhere where your requirements or your clearance may not be as high as needed to get in there.
Okay.
Like a lot of people don't understand that you can go work at the airport. The airport is on federal grounds.
Right.
You just got to fall into that certain criteria. And a lot of people don't realize they can fall into it. They look at it, I think we make our wage affordable that we can pay you, that you can stand on your 2 feet. We can't pay you $1 million out the door, but we can pay you a pay where you can survive versus
A living wage.
A living wage versus a wage that you can't survive. And by the time you get taxed, you have nothing, which makes you don't want to come to work. But we make it where it's a little more convenient and you can figure it out from there,
Okay.
And so we do give a good pay rate that you can start at. We do that. And that makes people want to come. I just tell people, take advantage of it. Build off of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you have to stay here and be loyal to us for the rest of your life, but utilize the time that you're here so that when you move on to somewhere else, it goes with a good statement behind you, not a bad one. And so
Absolutely.
All Pro is doing big things, and we're
I
up and
love it.
coming.
I love it.
We're up and
You
coming.
mentioned about contracts. So not all government contracts require the same level of security clearance. Would that be correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
And
That's correct.
so more businesses may be able to read the fine details and parameters of their contracts and still be able to give some individuals that have a little something on their background an opportunity.
And you know what? And I tell people, even when you look at Metro, you know how many people that was in federal jail is driving for Metro right now? So
Right.
there needs to be a real blueprint. Legislation needs to go out there and put something solid in play that if you give somebody, and I know there's some reentry programs, but we need to open it up more. We need to make it much more wider and
Mhm.
say, okay, if we can't get you here, we can get you into this box right here. And you can start your way weaving through. Now we know some things on your record is just going to put you in a situation where you can't get that job, and that's understandable.
Right.
And you know, but there's other opportunities that can and will open up. You know, people yell that um immigrants come here and take jobs away from us. And I got to stand on this. My father and mother are Panamanian, so yeah, they're immigrants. Maybe I can
Mhm.
get about 10,000 bucks if I ship them out of here, but that's a joke. I will never get them shipped out of the country. But remember, it goes back to McDonald's. Nobody wanted to do a McDonald's job. Oh,
Mhm.
I'm not flipping burgers. But then when they put Calvin out there and said there's opportunity for growth, everybody jump in and nobody wants to clean a toilet bowl. But if a toilet bowl is putting money in your pocket and paying some of your bills, take the job. You
Right.
know, but you but so people who's coming from another country who's never made anything is saying, take that job. And now we got them owning 7-Elevens. They're partners in McDonald's
Right.
because they've taken a job and they built it. And that's the same thing we can do. They're taking over 7-Elevens like crazy.
Right.
The
Right.
same, the same time I tell people that you can put in to social media and doing things else, think about what you can put into getting your life started back over again.
Mm.
The money that we spend on alcohol, I'm not saying you're not supposed to do these things, or think about that money you could take where you could start an eBay business with nothing and do something with it. I've done it. I've taken went on eBay and I played around and oh man, I'm not, you can build something off of these. It's the opportunity is here for everybody. You just gotta be willing to go out there and get it.
Gotta seize it.
You gotta
Absolutely.
see.
Well, thank you so much, Lawrence, for sharing your story, for letting us know all the great things that All Pro All Services is doing. Obviously, they're not just hiring individuals and giving them a second chance, but it sounds like you all are mentoring them and helping them to grow and really find their career path. And whether it be with All Pro All Services long term or be able to branch out and do something entrepreneurial wise on their own, you're really giving people an opportunity to, as you said yourself, empower themselves and move forward. And that's what we as a community have to do: support one another and empower one another.
Yes, yes. We have to. We have to. You know, it's the only way we're gonna make this economy really grow. It's the only way. Um, and we can cut the unemployment rate down and
Absolutely.
bring up employment. I mean, all
Absolutely.
pro, we're making big moves. We're not perfect. But we're making moves in the right direction. And I tell you, we're willing to come out and partner with anybody who's willing to partner with us. And we want to make big things happen. We want to make big things happen.
Well, all right. Well, as we end our segment today, is there any last words you have for any businesses that are watching that have any questions about second chance employment or why they should get involved, or just any last tidbits for them?
My last tidbits for them is, and it kind of a little bit of biblical. If you can't throw stones, don't throw them. I mean, look at where you were
Right.
and look at where somebody else is, and don't judge them. Because we have a tendency as human beings to judge and not look beyond that, and that messes us up down the line. Look at what your organization has to offer. Look at what you're capable of doing. Look within yourself and open doors for people. Open doors. That's your greatest success, to open doors. If you're not opening doors and you're closing doors, on people because you look at their color, you look at how much trouble they've been in, and they're a problem child. You'd be surprised how many problem childs are out there right now that's multimillionaires
Mm.
because they didn't quit. Because you threw them out the door and then somebody said, guess what? I'm offering them something and they just blew it up. Look at your blueprint as an organization and as a business and say, does it really line up to help the community? Or does it line up to just help yourself?
Wow.
Because
Thank you
remember,
again,
without a
Lawrence.
journey, and I got to say this, without a journey, there's no story.
That's it. That's a
That's
word
what
in
I can end.
itself. That's a word in itself. Thank you again, Lawrence. We appreciate you taking out time today to tell us a story, to tell us about All Pro All Services. I'm looking forward to continuing to work with you. I know you're going to be at tomorrow's big job fair, our workforce rebound job fair and resource day on tomorrow, August 14th. So we've got over 300 job seekers lined up to be at the door. So I'm sure
Right.
some more individuals will be coming in and some may have a little pass, but we all want to be able to give them an opportunity.
Yes, we are. And you know what? All Pro will give you opportunity as you come forward somehow or another. We'll try to work something out. And if we can't get you here, we'll get you somewhere.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day and thank you again. And we'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Turner.
All
Look forward to
right.
serving
Thank
you too.
you.
All
And this concludes this week's TCC SMD's Best on Tuesdays, business news you can use. Be sure to join us next time on the fourth Tuesday of the month, August 27th, on our brand new platform, Microsoft Teams Town Hall. We're moving our news segment to provide you with a seamless, interactive experience every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. We can't wait to see you on our new set. Keep an eye out for your invite and feel free to share it with other businesses in your network. Now, if you have any questions about the news story shared today, please reach out to your BES team using the contact information that we will display on the screen. Thank you for tuning in this morning. I'm Yvette Turner, and this has been your Southern Maryland Business News Update. Have a great day.